Love overwhelmed me. 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 Love overwhelmed me.
Hey, how's everyone doing there? Today is a Monday show. Hence, I'm wearing a different outfit. Well, I have the same vest, but I have a different tie, and I got a different shirt, which you'll see. But right now, in this particular moment, I'm not necessarily all that interested in having you see my full accoutrement. It is not the accoutrement part of the show. Welcome to the show, which we're about ready to begin. And we'll say a couple things here. I am noticing an uptick in the traffics to BitChute. BitChute is beating the dog out of YouTube, by the way. YouTube, I have 109 subs. That's a lot of subs. That's like 15 subs in the last 3 weeks that I've added on. That's incredible. It's growth. Right now, my YouTube views I'm averaging for, I think I'm averaging, well, there's one larger outlier, which I've removed. I got 200 and some views for that. I've removed that one because I don't have anything anywhere close to that. So I consider that an outlier right now. Can't factor it in. So I'm getting about 8.1 views on YouTube's, and I'm getting on BitChute right now. I'm averaging over 30 views for video. So I only have 36 subs on BitChute. So BitChute might be where it's at, especially initially early on, because I don't think I really do a lot of stuff that YouTube tends to like. But with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let us switch. Oh, I forgot to switch. I realized. Oh, well, I didn't forget to switch. I was thinking, I wasn't realizing that I had this. That's the view that you'd want to have up there. Huh. Although we won't be doing the talk headlines today. Instead, we'll be doing basically the Monday story scroll. That's all I'm really gonna call it. Just gonna be a scroll, but I'm gonna do about 4 or 5 stories. I'm gonna take a little bit of break and then do the two remaining stories. Got 7 stories that we're gonna be talking today, and these stories are I think of the 7, 5 of them are stories that I didn't get to cover last week for various reasons, and this is a good day to cover them. And there's a couple of stories that came out this weekend that I have, but yeah, I like to, in general, not to talk about stories or write about stories unless I've had 1 or 2, at least a 24 hours to digest it. But generally, I like to have 48 hours. That's why I do part of the reason why I do what I do. With that in mind, why don't we do the little warning thing and let's punch this puppy in the head. Let's set all the rockets off in the way that they're supposed to be.
Warning, the material you're about to be exposed to is part of the minds of individuals who are limited in their capacity to understand the actual reality of power around them, just as you and everyone else alive currently are. What you're about to hear are opinions, suppositions, like gospel or scientific truths, not infallible certainties. Brace yourself for incoming opinions that could confirm or deny your preferential view of the reality of power. Brace yourself for fallible material, fallible opinions, and values reflected, but nonetheless variably firmly held. We do not apologize to anyone who has we do not apologize for daring to express our views and impressions of what we believe is and what we hope to see. We will keep talking so long as we are able.
And now, Frico attempts to talk about the news without freaking out. Groovy. I'm here, and that is the plan. Not freaking out. It's been 7 shows since Frico last freaked out. 7 shows in a row without a freak out. Today we're going for 8. 8 shows to get a little bit closer towards that record. The record is 21 shows in a row that I have not freaked out. What do we got looking at us in the face today that might challenge these assumptions? We have becoming a part of the whole or else. That's the name of this week's episode. This is for Monday, May 18th, 2020. This is generally a shorter show than the shows during the week. It's a little bit more casual show. I don't do any writing. I didn't even write. I think I wrote a little bit, but not much. The poem this week isn't even something I wrote recently. It's from 20 years ago, but I think I'm going to share some of these poems because I think this poem kind of fits the whole vibe of this whole show. Becoming a part of the whole or else. Don't waste that heat, recycle it into power. European Union faces budget dissolution, warns Brussels. The shareholder tactic of forcing your morality on others. And the news poem is going to be Fractals in the Grove. Actually, no, I didn't write this one 20 years ago. Actually, Fractals in the Grove I wrote about 3 years ago. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it was about 3 years ago I wrote that one. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. But we're not going to be talking about it here because, well, this isn't quite right. We're going to be going somewhere else. We're going to be going to our Monday stories. That's where we're going to be heading towards our Monday stories. So I'm going to get ready to record the first segment, which is the Headlines Missed segment. And these are the first 4 stories that we're going to cover here. And these 4 stories, strictly speaking, I really generally want to make the stories that I really wanted to get to, but I didn't get to last week, but I still think are important, so I'll put them in Monday's show. All right, let's get that ready to record in 3, 2, 1. And these are the Monday stories, the headlines you may have missed from last week from Frico Talks the News for Monday, hence the title Monday, May 18th, 2020. I am Frico with Frico.com. And this is the top story from last week that we didn't get to, but it's here. Don't waste that heat. Recycle it into power. Heat waste doping. Heat waste recycled. I don't know why I'm reading the tags, because they're not supposed to be there. Not supposed to have the tags up there, sir. Inappropriate. I apologize. My mother apologizes too. Everybody apologizes that knows me for this. They all know the shame that I bear. Here's an excerpt from SciTechDaily.com. Researchers have found a new way to convert waste heat into electricity to power small devices. A thin, iron-based generator uses waste heat to provide small amounts of power. Researchers have found a way to convert heat energy into electricity with a non-toxic material. The material is mostly iron, which is extremely cheap given its relative abundance. It's everywhere. I don't know why I'm adding these things. I'm just trying to break it up and make it fun, you know? Make it digestible. Give you little sugar pills that you keep taking. And then in between the heavy, you get a little sugar pill. This is the sugar pill. You're welcome. A generator based on this material could power small devices such as remote sensors or wearable devices. Y'all see where I'm going with this now if y'all follow this show regularly, and shame on you if you don't. You know where I'm going with this. I'm going to get to that. This material can be thin, so it could be shaped into various forms. Elliptical. I don't know why I said that. This is one of them sugar pills, by the way. These little distractions are good. They help you. I'm helping. I need a Ralph Wiggums thing. I'm helping. So far, all of the study on thermoelectric generation. So far, all the study on thermoelectric generation has focused on the established but limited Seebeck effect. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna confess. But apparently, this is Nakatsuji. Nakatsuji. You know what? Nakatsuji? Hold on. I just think it should be Nakatsuji. Let's just see. Let's do an experiment. And I think that it's warranted. I think that what we could do is we could show both versions. We're going to have the Nakatsuji. And then we're going to switch them around. Okay. And then we're gonna take them. We're gonna cover everything. Let's just do this. We got to do this. This is important because everybody needs to see what I'm talking about. And once you do, then you realize I am right. All right, ready? Boom. We have Nakatsuji or Nakatsuji. I'm sorry, Nakatsuji wins every time. I don't know who Nakatsuji is, but you need to consider changing your name. Now, because I could only do this living large, and this is how it has to be, you're done already. that little text thingy didn't survive long, but it was important. It was important. And Nakasuji continues, although I prefer Nakajusi, but I don't begrudge a human their name and how they want it to be, so Nakatsuji it is. In contrast, we focused on a relatively less familiar phenomenon called the anomalous Nernst effect. Also, no idea. The anomalous Nernst effect produces a voltage perpendicular to the direction of a temperature gradient across the surface of a suitable material. Let's try to break that down. So we got a voltage. Okay, so this anomalous Nernst effect. Okay, there's a voltage. Zzz, bzz, 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 bzz. Now it's perpendicular. It's perpendicular to what? So really, we have to think about first off, it's the temperature gradient across the surface of a suitable material. That's the ultimate object is the temperature gradient across the surface of a suitable material. Now, I don't know what they define as suitable or the context, and I'm sure it's in the article if you read the whole article, but then we got what condition are we where how is it related? A voltage perpendicular to what? To the direction of what? A temperature gradient across the surface of a suitable material, and you got to keep that together. Although ultimately it's the direction of a temperature gradient. Temperature gradient what? Okay. I'm hoping that these little things are helping you as much as me try to understand these parts that are scientifical they're using basically principles, phraseologies, whatever that I'm not privy to because I didn't do the sciences. The phenomenon could help simplify the design of thermoelectric generators. Okay, now I'm interested. Now, see, this is why we talk about these things. Even if we don't understand the science, we talk about these things. And enhance their conversion efficiency if the right materials become more readily... Okay, so I don't know why I said that, so that's not such a grand... And enhance their conversion efficiency. And enhance. Okay, so remember, all of this is to get to this point. That we are not going to waste heat. We're going to convert waste heat, into energy. So thermoelectric generators, one of their principal drawbacks is the amount of heat waste that they produce and how it has also environmental impacts and all that. So this would significantly reduce that. It would reduce it. It would also make it more efficient because it would be there would be... Now, what I don't understand, and it doesn't really say this in this article, the one big caveat being this, because they don't give percentages. That's always a warning flag, even the way that they so the phenomenon could help simplify. Now, it is in the lab stages, so it is fair to say that, so I won't draw too much out of that, but enhance... This is what they say. They say enhance. This is the fundamental driver behind this, the fundamental investment dollars I am willing to bet is coming from these green morality type investment projects. They're asking investors to become moral in how they invest, which is horrible idea, but I'll tell you why, and it's basically because the 80+% of the type of influence that comes from that sphere, the market influence over the allowable morality of societies, will come from less than 0.1% of society. They will be the fundamental drivers of the moral constructs that humans are. So it's a terrible idea, and I got more to say about this, but be that as it may, this is what I suspect. However, I'm still not saying that this isn't ultimately a good thing. My suspicion, though, is right now, this is probably a technology that, in terms of the amount of energy that it takes to convert the waste energy to energy, it might be, who knows how much actual efficiency it is. I'm not sure. But it doesn't mean that whatever process they have, they can't actually eventually turn it into something efficient. So in this case, even if this is a morality loan or a morality investment, I think this morality investment could still end up undermining the very people that are investing, because most of these people that are investing at these high levels with this morality investing, believe you me, they are investing in their future, not ours. They want to protect themselves against whatever might come, because every single one of them, every Citadelian knows that the fundamental reason why the world is so grinded down to dust is because of them. It's because their lifestyles, their ways, their pursuits of the apex existential in the here and now that compels them to become the gods and goddesses of the universe right here over all of our lives. They're to blame. Fundamentally, they are to blame for the bulk of the misery that you see before you, except for the huge caveat being that they are not to blame. They are the fruit of the overwhelming aggregate decision of the pores to allow for a space for psychos to rule over us, so long as they're our psychos. Because ultimately, we hope someday that we might win the lottery and have our turn at psycho. We can use our power to dictate to hundreds of millions of human beings how we imagine they should live their lives. This is the game that we've been playing for thousands of years, and it's murdered millions and raped, pillaged, and plundered men, women, and children alike. And yet, let's keep trying it, because deep down we all want our turn being the masters. That's essentially what fuels them to do these types of loans, or investments. But in this case, I think this is a technology that, especially the most essential part, I think, of this is the fact that it allows them to use a much cheaper material to try to get the same results, that 75% iron and 25% aluminum. So that it will. We saw a 20-fold jump in voltage compared to undoped samples, which was exciting to see. And they call it doping. They call it, what do they call it? Where is it at here? Researchers. The abundant material is mostly iron, right? Which is extremely cheap. So for all the study on thermoelectric generation, whatever the Seeback effect is, okay, I can't find it. Never mind. Anyway, we're going to go on to the next story. Of the people, how the government debt protection makes us all government agencies. Of course, yeah. And also the way that they're rescuing us right now. This is from Advice